Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another brand new episode of DIY and Construction Fails. Now in today's 30-second episode of Construction Fails, we take a look at homeowner fails to even contractor fails caught on camera. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at these clips together. So in this very first clip we have here, this client ended up hiring these two roofing inspectors to take a look at her roof. Now, she had gotten a cheap handyman to actually do work up here many days prior. Now, she was pretty skeptical of how quick it was to do, so she ended up going up there herself, inspecting it, and she realized that something might have been wrong. Now, these two roofing inspectors found that the overlap on the shingles had just been completely wrong, and whoever had done the roof should be fired. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section, and especially to you guys, especially the roofers, what do you guys think about this overlap and roof in general? Clip we have right here, we have this lady who had talked about how her landlord does a very cheap fix in her bathroom. So the landlord ended up painting right over this tile that she has in her bathroom, and it just peels off with all the humidity and all of that. I assume it builds like a pocket behind whatever they painted it with, but yeah, this is just insane, you know? A landlord fix this cheap, you might as well just renovate the place. But once again, landlords will lose a profit with any other fix in the house. So this next clip was submitted to us by a viewer where the homeowner had found that there was a pipe burst underneath their kitchen sink. So what this ended up happening is it ended up flooding the house. Now they were able to get to it just in time and wet vac everything, but this was just a huge disaster if they hadn't found it on time. So this next clip was submitted to us by a viewer where this house ended up experiencing a pipe freeze, but not just any ordinary pipe freeze, because there had been a flood inside of this house many hours before and nobody had noticed it. But within time it got cold enough to where all the water ended up freezing in the house, and here you could see that almost everything is frozen. So this next clip is just absolutely insane because this house ended up having a sewage backup, but before this whole entire thing ended up happening, the tenants had been evicted from this home, and due to the fact that they had to get a plumber out there, probably one of the tenants ended up clogging this main, and it ended up backing up, resulting into what we see right now.
What the fuck?
So this next clip we have here, we have this guy that shows us how exactly you could get a strip screw right out of a stud. Now, it's not what you'd expect, and you're gonna end up losing something on the way. So this next clip we have here, we have this husband and wife that decided to install a low profile over the range microwave in their kitchen. So they end up going ahead and grinding down the tile that they have on their backsplash, but they end up finding a vent pipe, which is one of the least luckiest things you could ever find. But although it is still possible, they end up giving up.
The whole house is getting ruined. Auntie, can you please give me a car, please?
So this next clip was submitted to us by a viewer. Now this lady had no idea how to use a ram set, otherwise known as a pop gun. Now if you don't know exactly what this is, it's pretty much an anchoring tool that you could use on a mud cell, so it actually anchors down to the concrete. But this lady is just so scared because this ram set or pop gun is actuated by a 22 caliber bullet which goes into the ground, but she has no idea how to use it. And just take a look at this because it just takes her forever and she never gets it done.
3. Ah! 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I haven't. 1, 2, 3. What am I doing wrong? I have to hit it. They said not hard.
So this clip just keeps going on forever, and I don't want to waste your guys' time because we have more juicy clips to be taking a look at, but this lady just never gets it done and the ram set was a complete failure.
I'm showing up to a job site.
Oh, bro.
This is how the subs left it. Victor, what the fuck happened, dude?
It's not come off. Yo tráete un clean ahí. No mames, vato. Está muy duro. Tráete algo, vato, ¿no?
So this next clip we have here is a controversial one. Now a viewer submitted this clip showing us a guy who had ended up using a grinder underneath this fresh produce area. Now keep in mind that none of the food is actually covered and this guy is just grinding away metal chips into all of the fresh produce. But to anybody watching this video, who do you guys think is at fault? Do you guys think the store is at fault or the contractor at fault? Because this dude's just trying to do his job and maybe they could have covered it. I have no idea, but let me know what you guys think. So this next clip was submitted to us by a viewer. Now this plumber ended up inspecting this bathtub drain. Now this is an ABS to PVC to a regular hose with a hose clamp onto it. Now this guy goes further down and when you guys see it, you guys are not going to believe it. This hose is actually connected into the cold water supply, and this is just some insane work because literally any like weird particles from when you're bathing in your bathtub is going into your cold water supply. Absolutely insane work.
I got it. That's not working, Tom. All right. 2, 1.
So this next clip we have here, this lady ended up moving into this house. Now upon inspection, she bought a water heater with a PRV and an expansion tank. Now this is a pretty known combo, but she ended up getting corrosion right on top of the water lines. Now just to add to her nightmare, she ended up having a backup in the drain line. Now this is a huge problem and she's actually been tackling this and mopping it every single time it's happened, and it's got to the point to where it ended up backing up so much that it ended up shooting poop, literally poop, into the walls of the house. Now check this out, she ended up getting a guy to snake this thing.
And a total mess. Now we need paint and all that, patches in the wall. This is crazy. And then I'm not even gonna start on the ventilation and how he got this all hooked up wrong, so we probably got to take this all out.
So this next clip we have here, we have this lady who ended up getting a quote for tile. Now when she realized that tile is super expensive, she ends up putting some LVP flooring on her wall of the bathroom with 2 drywall screws for each single piece. Now to anybody watching this, you know, what do you guys think of this, man? Because I personally think it's not that bad of a, you know, DIY, but I mean it's fair. All right, let's just say that it's fair. It's cheap. It's waterproof as well. So you know, we'll just show you the end of this whole entire thing.
Finish the wall, y'all. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I got frustrated and I didn't record myself putting the medicine cabinet in, but look. I put the trim up and girl, look at that boy.
With the flooring all done and everything, this guy ended up hiring a Home Depot worker to do the baseboards of the house, but the Home Depot worker ends up making a huge hole where the baseboard belongs, and honestly it's fixable, but this is just why you don't hire cheap workers. So this next clip we have was submitted to us by a viewer. Now this lady ended up plastering right over her wall. Now doing the plaster, she might have messed up something in the process, but as she's trying to paint it, the paint won't absorb into the plaster. Now little do you know, something is gonna happen here that you probably expected.
Hey, that's a magnolia.
Yeah, it's changed color.
Hey? Yeah. Oh, that's annoying. I'll have to do it. Yeah.
So this next clip we have here, we have this guy who does junk removal for companies. Now, a contractor ended up hiring this guy to drop a crate right in front of his house so he could throw away all the junk that he had from renovating his home. Now, what ends up happening here is he ends up not paying this junk removal guy, and he writes an invoice to junk removal guy for the contractor. He never paid it. So this guy, the junk removal guy, ends up dumping all of the trash right in front of his house. But to anybody watching this, do you guys think this was right to do, or do you think you should take it the loss?
And I trusted the guy. Y'all see it. I ain't gonna sit there and argue with nobody.
Now this next clip we have here, this handyman ends up doing baseboards in this home. Now there was a gap between the baseboard and the floor, so they put some quarter round right on top of it as well. But just when you thought everything was finished, there was only one spot that they ended up missing. Anyways, thank you guys all for watching another brand new episode of DIY and Construction Fails. If you guys enjoyed today's brand new episode, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Other than that, check out the rest of our videos where we have more construction fails for you to watch.